But his lifelong dream of playing in the NFL eluded him until he was 27. His rookie season, he completed 4 of 11 passes, and after it was over, the Rams left him unprotected for the upcoming expansion draft.
31 teams are going to look at you. If one team claims you, you'll have to go. He was not claimed. I called him back. I said, "You're still a Ram."
To remain a Ram, Warner had to impress the team's new offensive coordinator.
There was a lot of time spent over who was going to be our backup quarterback. And Dick was really quietly saying to me all the time, "I think this guy, Kurt Warner's kind of special. There's something about this guy, Mike. I just want you to really look hard at him." I knew that we had to stress him as much as we could. We had to take his face and put it into the fire and find out how he'd respond. And I was brutal with Kurt now. More brutal with Kurt than any player I've ever been with. I stuck a $50 bill with a pin on our meeting room, quarterback meeting room, said, "That's yours when you can throw a spiral, you know."
I mean, Mike was on him about every little thing. You wonder, why does the guy take this kind of abuse? Is he that bad? Boy, if Trent goes down, we're in trouble.
I had learned from years past that it takes, one phone call to say I'm coming home. So every time he'd call, I'd think, "Are you coming home? Are you cut?" He would call and say, "Oh, I got yelled at. I got yelled at all day long." And I'd say, "What'd you do now? Like, what? Why can't you learn it? What's the problem?" And he'd say, "I don't know. I can't do anything right. This coach is on me all the time."
I think the one incident that happened in the preseason that told me this guy's ready is we're in a run drill. The center snapped the ball and didn't come up to his hands. There's a fumble, and the defense got it, and I lit into Kurt for dropping the ball. Just lit, and I knew he didn't even touch the ball. But I just lit into him and just gnarled him. I chewed him for about 20, 30 seconds on the way back to hell. He never gave the guy up. He took the bullets, which you got to do. Didn't blink, didn't phase him. Great character and strength out of that moment. When that happened, I just felt like he's going to be special.
Done a hell of a job, buddy.
Thank you, Dick. I appreciate it.
Just relax.
While Vermeil and Martz now felt better about their backup, nothing prepared them for what would happen to their starter.
We've got Trent Green down. We've got Trent Green down in the middle of the field.
I can remember like it was yesterday. Your initial feeling is, my gosh, season's over. We can't play without a quarterback. But as you go on and start thinking about it, you start thinking about, hey, there's no other way to go right now. I better be positive. I better show confidence in the people that I have.
Kurt Warner checks in. Certainly not where Trent Green is and the kind of experience that Green brought to this offense.
We will rally around Kurt Warner, and we'll play good football.
And we aren't going to go out and find some guy that's played 10 years and maybe even been to a Super Bowl. We're going with Kurt Warner, and I sincerely believe he can do it.
Have a good one. Just stay within yourself.
The quarterback that no one wanted then had a season no quarterback has ever had. In the opener, he threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and won Player of the Week honors.
Quarterback doesn't look bad, Jeremy. What? He doesn't look too bad. Quarterback? No, he looks pretty good.
I just remember saying, I made it. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. For at least 1 week, for at least one moment, I was considered the best in the NFL.
Week 1 was only the beginning. Warner became the first player in NFL history to throw 3 touchdown passes in each of his first 3 starts.
I believe the mark of a great leader isn't how great you are, how much you can do, but it's how much better can you make the people around you? Can you get something out of someone that they could not get out of themselves? We go to Detroit, we fell behind, and Kurt took his hits. This was the first time that I watched him become a leader.
Twice they get in there. What are they doing?
Because he started challenging guys. Kurt pushed, challenged the offensive line, the receivers, even myself.
With just a few minutes left, I was able to lead the team down, and we put the ball in the end zone to go ahead.
Yeah, touchdown, Rams!
Excellent throw by the quarterback, Kurt Warner.
Marshall Faulk came over to me, and he kind of just looked at me, and he kind of just pointed at his heart. So to have that come from our leader, now I really felt like, okay, this is my team. I've made it. I've earned it. And they're going to follow me as far as I'll take them.
The Rams finished with the best record in the NFC, and Warner threw 41 touchdown passes. Only Dan Marino had ever thrown more.
You've done quite a job, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No, quite a job.
For that chance.
Well, hey, you got it, and you've done the most with it.
In the playoffs, Warner showed the three elements of his newfound greatness. First, it was his talent. He threw 5 touchdowns in the Rams' rout of the Vikings. The next week, it was his composure. With less than 5 minutes left, the highest scoring team in the league trailed 6-5.
I mean, that is just a perfect example of the kind of poise Kurt Warner has. The most pressure he would feel any time in his career, he responded as if he'd done it 15 times already.
In the Super Bowl, Warner displayed the third and most important part of his greatness: his toughness.
We were throwing the ball all over the place, but with those throws, I was taking a bit of a pounding. Towards the end of the first half, I got hit, broke a rib or two. Went back in the training room and I laid on a table and just said, come get me when halftime's over.
You think he'll be able to finish the game? Quarterback. Yeah.
There was no question in my mind that I was going to play. I don't care what I've been through, I'm going to be out there playing.
Kurt's the only one I'm really concerned about.
Yeah, he's tough, he'll be all right.
He's all right, he says he's okay. And I think he's hurting a little bit, but the doctors say he's okay.
The Rams dominated the first half, but wore down in the second. With just over 2 minutes left, their 16-point lead was gone.
Coach Ramil came over to me and basically said, you couldn't write it any better.
Couldn't ask for a better script. Let's go win it right now. Let's go win it right now.
About as calm and as collective as you can be, Kurt looked at Isaac. I basically told him I'm coming to you.
First and 10 from the 27. Warner back to throw. Rainbows the far sideline. And it is caught by Isaac Bruce. Makes a move to the 30, 25-20, and they won't catch him today. Touchdown, Rams!
I'm not so sure there are many quarterbacks that would have attempted that throw because he was very clear. He knew Javon's coming off the edge. Most guys would move around a little bit, check it down, or I'm not sure many guys are going to stand in there and take the shot he took.
Of all the storybook seasons in NFL history, there's nothing like Kurt Warner's 1999. When the year started, no team saved him a roster spot. When it ended, he was the league and Super Bowl MVP.
Congratulations. Man, what a year. Love you, Coach. I love you, too. Thanks for the chance.
The most stunning success story in NFL history is even more remarkable once you learn what preceded it.